Yo, yo, yo. We're about to get ready. Just trying to get a couple people on before we dive into it. It's going to be real quick and easy. We're going to get in and get out. We're talking, today's subject is I think it's very pivotal for where I'm seeing certain things in in business in general. Stuff such as that. So I want to reiterate something we spoke about not long ago, and we want to encourage business owners of the importance of how to grow our 5 steps. I'm not going to say that these are 5 steps that everybody will use, but these are 5 basic starter steps on starting or expanding or growing your brand to the platform in which you desire for it to be. It is very essential that if you're in business to be stagnant, then you're not in business. You're in a hobby. But if you're in business, you should always be in a position where you want to grow and have the proper tools in how to grow your brand. It's going to be several of things, small key, and there's many others. I promise you guys that there's many other avenues, but this one, these 5 steps that we're going to talk about are going to be the basis to how to expand your brand. I guarantee you this. My name is I don't know what hat I wear today. I'm gonna put the business hat on. My name is Kelvin,
and I'm Latanya,
and we are the Dooleys. We are marriage, business, and ministry.
Just to throw something in, the things that we talk about today are the things that it is important to grow your business. But a lot of people that start business, they're gonna be like, "I wish I knew." These are the things that I wish I knew before I started. Okay.
This is very, very, and if you guys are out there, I want you guys to share this platform because we're going to talk some good stuff tonight. All right, we're going to give you 5 quick steps. We're going to get up out of here. I'm going to try to do it in 30, maybe 45, but I'm going to try my hardest to do it in 30. I believe we can pull it off. So what we're going to talk about is how to grow your brand. If you are a brand ambassador, what's up, Latrice? How you doing, sis? Listen, that's one of the most powerful sisters in the area. Clothing. She has a clothing line, podcast. She do it all, and she's a real
powerhouse.
What's up, first cousin? How are you, Renee? She's a powerhouse here in the 7 cities. If you don't know her, look her up. Latrice Harrison, right there. I promise you. Now she can tell you how to grow your business too, because we first met her. I don't know if we met her in the mall or we met her beforehand, but we just really got to know her and her how she pushed her brand later on down the line. But yeah, she's a powerful young lady. I'm so grateful for a lot of relationships. She actually put our daughter on a platform on one of her podcasts and speaks highly. She supports my daughter whenever she's doing certain things. So it's good to have people like that in your corner. So here, let's talk about this real quick. Here is the first thing, or one of the first key elements when either starting your brand or growing your brand. Here's the first thing, knowing your demographic. You have to know your demographic in order to be able to put out a product that is producible and duplicatable, or a product where people want to buy from you. You have to know your demographics. It is very important that you do the proper research. When you're doing research, one of the first things you want to do is location. We all know that location make business. Second is knowing your audience or your demographic. But we got that as number one. One of the first steps is you have to know your demographic. If you don't know your demographic, you don't know you don't know your business. So when we started the platform of J&K Style Grill, we went into the shopping center, and before we went into the shopping center, we did a scale of the age group, the resources that are in the area that we're in, and we knew that we knew the income of the area we were in within a 15-mile radius. I said something real good. I knew the income of the neighborhoods within a 15-mile radius, which then allowed me to learn how to price my product correctly. I did not want to be, and I work out true numbers. So we're not cheap. I'm gonna let you know that now. But our demographics, our demographic grew with us. So I didn't have to be cheap because I'm giving you great product. I'm giving you high quality product. I promise you I am when you come to J&K. But I had to learn how to price things correctly. First, I had to know my business, which is our food costs, all that other stuff. But I learned the demographics, the financial demographics of the area that we were in. I also knew the school systems that were in the areas, what school system was in our area within a 15-mile radius, which also let me know the demographic, right? We studied the single households. We studied the age group from seniors and all that, so that I can make sure that I had a product that meets everybody's needs. And also what I did when we first got in, because I was in there by myself, a lot of them, because my wife was still in the military. I learned to put my ear to the streets and hear what are the taste preferences, vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, all those things. So I had to be able to bring that atmosphere into our location as well. So learning my demographics allowed me to be able to meet everybody's need to the best of my ability. Not saying that I'm going to have everything, but any person can walk into a J&K anywhere, and we can meet your vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, whatever need you have, we can meet it. And we understood the demographics. You got anything?
Along with the demographics that we researched before we got there is, what is the target audience? Who are we trying to reach? Because we know that we are not for everyone, but we would like to be for someone in that area. So we did do all the research to find out who is our target audience. Is it men? Is it women? Is it families? So we know how to make our message convey to them, and they understand what we're trying to sell them, or finding us. Another thing that was important to us is community. We didn't want to be just another store in the strip mall. We want to be a part of the community. We want to know what's going on in the community. We want to push people. We want to grow people. We just want to not just be there, but be pivotal in the community.
That's good, and that's true. So in the demographics, we learned that. But here's another thing: we had to know that we're not a black business.
Just a black business.
We're not just a black business. We are a business owned by black people, right? But if you were to come and sit into the restaurant, you see Asians, Hindu, Indian, black, white, whatever comes in, because we studied the demographics of who was coming in. So somebody asked, I'm gonna get to that for you. I'm gonna get to that for you. I'm gonna get to that for you. Give me a second on that one. Write that down so I don't forget. So learning the demographics and being a part of the neighborhood was great. We have been known for feeding the homeless. We go around, especially during the holidays, throughout. We go and we meet the needs of our neighborhood. For the last 2-3 years, we have on Christmas Eve, we went and we buy groceries for the seniors in our neighborhood. We have fed almost every year. We're feeding up to 500, 600, 700 less fortunate and it's coming out of the business brand. So why do we do that, and why is that important when it comes to demographics? Because you want the people to see that you're in the neighborhood, you're giving back and not just receiving all the time. Because you don't want to be known as a taker. You also want to be known as a giver or a giver giving back. These people come and spend their hard-earned money. It's rough out here, and they want to come and buy your burger. They want to feed your family with the wings they got. They want to do all this, but what are you doing with the demographics that you have researched? What are you doing to give back to your neighborhood so they can then be more apt and more willing to sow back into your business? And because of that, I'm gonna tell you this: because of the things that we did, we are going into year number 10.
We are year number 10.
We're going into year number 10 when most people said we couldn't make it after year number 2. But because we understood the demographics and who we were dealing with, the schools and all that, we gave back to the schools. There was times we went and fed the teachers for lunch for free on us. Why? Because we wanted them to know that we're here for you, and you, as well as you can come and visit us as well. That's good. I'm gonna get to your questions. Check my mic, Cassandra. It might be this right here, Kim. Let me see. I usually have my mics, Kim. Yeah, I usually have my mic. Let me see what I do with this. I usually have my mics plugged up, Kim. I don't got them plugged up. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Give me a second. I'm gonna get it right. How about that, Kim? Can you hear me?
Is that better?
Is that better, Kim? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the mic was up under the thing. If that sounds better, give me a thumbs up or some hearts or something, and then we'll keep going. And Stephanie, I'm gonna get to your question right now.
Anybody that's online, if you can hear us, give us some hearts, some likes. Just let us know you can hear better.
If not, I might have to adjust this. I got it sitting on something. Okay.
Okay.
So Stephanie, here you go. Let's go to you. Okay, much better. Got it. Okay, got it. All right, Stephanie, here you go. So Stephanie, are you let me ask you this question first. Are you a food truck or what? And here's how I know when. So let's use us as a food truck, right? As a food truck business. We started off in the restaurant first. But I always teach. Whenever I got the opportunity to coach or teach or talk to other brands that have food trucks. No food. So what made us? Because I knew that. So our food truck can travel all over, right? We're licensed in every city in the 7 cities to operate in. But what made us really focus on the brick and mortar is because we wanted for us, it was the family setting and the family atmosphere. We want to touch you in a different way. I came from the Chick-fil-A brand before I started my own brand. I came from the Chick-fil-A brand, and Chick-fil-A standards is it's all about family base and it's all about customer service. So, and I know it sounds backwards a little bit, but we knew we had to stay in the restaurant because it would have been a lot easier. We would have made more money, right? If we'd have stayed on our food truck, if we would have went with the food truck, we'd have had more money in our pocket. We would have been able to see more people, but we wouldn't be able to touch more people, right? Mm-hmm. So J&K is a customer service, family-based, quick service restaurant. And there's no way I can give you that experience without it being brick and mortar, and a brick and mortar where you can come in and you can see us in there. From my management team to my staff to the CEO to me and my wife, We want to touch you and allow you to make you feel like you're a part of our family. That's the only reason that made us look at brick and mortar. If it would have been another way, sis, I'm gonna tell you this. I would have stayed on the food truck. I teach this all the time. Build your revenue up first off of if you're a food truck person, build your revenue, build your name off of your food truck. So then when you do get the brick and mortar, they'll know who you are. We were just so happen we started with the brick and mortar first, and then started with our food trucks. We now have three food trucks, 2 restaurants, and I feel like the family, our values and our mission says it needs to be in a brick and mortar.
Let me jump on that right quick. Stephanie, I urge you to dream a little bit and know what your dream is, and sit down and write your business plan. You need to know what your goals are, where you're going with your business, and what you plan to do on your business. If you plan on, I don't know, if you're trying to sell clothes in the back of your trunk for the next 15 years because you don't want to pay taxes, or then that's your goal, then there's no brick and mortar. But you need to dream. You need to write your plan out. You need to have a plan.
Gotta have a plan.
And set your goals. When I make a certain amount of money and I can afford this spot, then that's where we go. And when you look for the brick and mortar, make sure you do your research to make sure that community, that area is conducive to what you're selling. All of that was important when we decided that the brick and mortar was for us.
I appreciate that, Kim. Thank you so much. We would have met some kind of way. I promise you we would have. We definitely would have met. I was about to say something, then I forgot.
Thank you, Kim.
The connection with your customers is so, what's that thing?
Important. Yes.
I think that's the number one. So here's something, Stephanie, I want you to hear. When we created J&K Style Grill, J&K was built off nothing more than customer service. That was the first thing that we implemented. Was when people walk through that door, we want you to feel like you're a part of our family, right? And we wanted to take the stigma off of why other ethnicities don't visit us Black-owned businesses. It's a number one reason is because we have poor customer service. I don't care what y'all can get mad at me, y'all can talk whatever you want to say. We know that this is true. That a lot of times we have been stereotyped that we are poor when it comes to the area of customer service. Why do you think more restaurants, Black-owned businesses that are in the food industry, I only can talk what I know, would rather say, I just want to take out and take out and deliver. I don't want nobody to sit down. It's not because they just want fast money, because the money gonna be the same. You make more money when people sit, to be honest with you. It's that they don't want to have to deal with the customer service aspect of your business. People can come in, pick up a delivery and go. If they coming in and doing a takeout, they're gonna place their order and go. Or you see people with the touchscreen kiosks like what you see at McDonald's. That's what a lot of people are going to right now. When is it that you touch your customers? When can your guests? I don't never call mine customers. Everybody that enters into our business is a guest of ours. Guests are people that you welcome. I welcome any guest into my business. A customer, I just want a service from you. You can get in and get out. But when you become a guest, I want you to linger a little while. I want to talk to you a little while. I want to hear how your day was. I want to see if you having a bad day. Can one of us put a smile on your face before leaving out? Just yesterday, we got a guy been coming to us for about 5 years. I call him Unc. He's on dialysis, and so he came in yesterday. He just went through one of his dialysis things, and he was just dragging, feeling low, tired. It had took his energy from him. And when he came in, he was just moping. I mean, he was in this little chair. He was moping, and I just looked over the counter and started talking trash to him like I do. His face just lit up. There was another new customer that was in. I call everybody niece and nephew. I said, niece, look at him and smile at him. And she just smiled at him, and it kind of just brightened his day up. Knowing your demographic, learning the people. It's those people that come in, and we get upset when people want to spend $10, $11. We think we're supposed to get the 60, 70, 80. The $10 person is just as important as that one spending $100.
Mm-hmm.
You make everybody feel the same. You'll never have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We don't never have issues in our business.
Mm-hmm.
Food ain't right sometimes. Man, y'all got, man, listen here. I know y'all gonna fix it and take care of it for us. We ain't in the. That's because you learn the demographics.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I forgot to put something in your. I know, man. We know y'all, man. We know y'all good, man. Just get me on the back end. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. I think what you just talked about is just covered number 1 and number 2 of our points. Know your demographics, and people need to know you exist. What makes you stand out? The building a relationship is a good one.
Appreciate it, kinfolk. Appreciate it. Well, and that means a lot to us. That means a lot to us. And my wife touched on the point number 2 is people need to know you exist. How are people speaking about you? If you want to grow your brand, they got to know your name. They got to know what you're about. So, Stephanie, this is what this is a thing I was going to that I said I forgot. When you're starting your business off, I don't care what the business is. When you're starting your business off, number 1, you have to know your product and how it's going to get to people. Right. Number 2, in order for you to be able to set a standard, you first got to have a vision, and you got to have your model, your vision, and what's the mission? You got to have your vision, and you got to have your mission statement. So we have both. When J&K was created, the first thing God gave me was the vision of the brand, and I wrote the vision down. I ran it down my wife and my daughter's throat. At the time, we had a business partner. I was trying to get him to understand it as well, but his mind wasn't where mine was at. I want y'all to hear me. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just speaking in general. And we created a mission. What is the mission of J&K Style Grill going forth? The mission has not changed. The vision has not changed. The only thing that's changed is how we're getting ourselves out so people can get to know who we are. One of the greatest advantages you have is free social media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest advantages you have right now is free social media. How often are you putting product in people's hands? How often are you posting products? I'm gonna help some of y'all out. If y'all know any influencers that are in the area, I don't care if it's clothing, food, electronics, whatever it is, they are valuable to your business. Mm-hmm. And in order for you to get your name out there, sometimes you have to set aside a budget and pay these influencers to come in. But here's the thing, you want them to give you honest reviews. Because number 1, it's going to help you. And number 2, it's going to get people to know who you are if you're doing the right thing. Now, don't do like when Keith Lee went to DC and all that foolishness that went on, and he was talking bad about. Don't get these influencers to come in and you ain't done your due diligence and your product is trash. Max Special, that's what I'm saying. You have to set aside. These people are doing you a service. I'm gonna help them out. Yummo Bucko, I knew Yummo Bucko when he was just Yummo. I knew Yummo Bucko when he was just Yummo. He
part-time.
When he was part-time and he was still working at the what's the name. And I always told him, even when it came to us, bro, don't come in here and just do a review. Bro, your services should have a fee attached to it. And if anybody that's inviting, and if you go on your own somewhere, that's different. But if you're inviting somebody to get your name out there and try your product, you should be willing to come out of pocket and pay for the service. You don't take your car to get service and don't pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't go do these other things and don't pay for it. Pay these people their worth, their value. Stormy, Max Special is the big guy right now. Yummo Bucko is I call Yummo the king of the influencers out here. There's a lot of my niece she's in the Navy in Norfolk. Alicia came through and man blew us. When I say Alicia came, listen, and bro, I'm just telling you guys, if you want to build your brand, you got to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It ain't coming for free, and I get it. How often are you guys in your business? I don't care what it is. How often are you guys paying for ads to be on social media, Facebook, your Instagram? How often are you paying for ads to show your product or show that you have events coming up or show whatever it is you need? It's gonna cost you to get your name out there. You think McDonald's and Burger King getting their commercials on TV for free? After all these years, I'm almost 49 years old. You think they not paying? You got to figure out how people can get to know who you are and know you exist. There's been times where I made lunch boxes and I've taken them to business offices, not for any other reason, but with J&K Style Grill, we're about 4 miles down the road. We do catering, but here's a sample of some of the things that we do. Marketing costs. Okay, you don't think you're gonna get some free marketing. Marketing costs. No matter what you do, marketing costs. And I was cheap in the beginning, and I thought that I could do it on my own. No, sir. If you're gonna grow your brand, you're gonna have to pay for it, no matter what.
Let me jump in there right quick. You mentioned the mission and the vision is very important to for people to get to know you. Another thing that I think that's important is your reason why. You have to know your reason why, and you have to get it out there. Your reason why is your backstory. It's the story that you tell everybody that makes a connection. We opened up J&K Style Grill for Kiana. That is our reason why. And we're not going to give up on Kiana, even though times got hard, even times when we wanted to give up, we remember our reason why. Our reason why kept us going. Our reason why it propelled us to a next level. Our reason why it connected us to the community and the people that was coming in. So not only were they people coming in to connect with us and support us, they were supporting our reason why.
That's good.
And then you were saying, you was talking about the influencers. Don't be cheap. Don't think people are supposed to do something for you. Nobody has to do anything for you. No one. Nothing is free in this world.
Nothing is free.
Even clean air is not free. Nothing is free in this world. When people do something for you, they're doing you a service. Not only you, but they're doing the business that you're trying to grow a service. So do not be afraid to pass them a couple of dollars. Don't charge them for whatever they are showing off. They are putting you on their platform. It's like product placement. When you watch shows and you see a cup of Starbucks or a cup of Burger King, product placement. People going to see, that influence like that. So let me go try it.
Let me try it out.
It's nothing wrong with showing gratitude, appreciation for people trying to help you out. That's all I got.
That's good. That's good. Don't be cheap. All right. So here's we're gonna go over it one more time. Know your demographics. People need to know you exist. Here's the third key thing, and this is very important. You have to have a mentor. It is very important. And I came up where I didn't think I needed one, but God started dropping people, and I didn't necessarily think of them as mentors. I thought of them because my circle is, listen to what I'm telling you. My circle is small, extremely small. But God would allow people to come in and drop jewels and drop gems. And because of who they were to me, it made sense to me. I stopped what I was doing because I wanted to hear, because I knew you had my best interest. Chef Carlton, Chef Francis, Mike LaMelle, Howard LaMelle, Yamo dropped some jewels on me a couple of times. My boy Chris Carrington out of Orlando runs 25 stores right now. Always keep me up on. Now that's one guy who has always challenged me for better, and I love him. I really do. I got nothing but love and respect for him. They're the few that can just pour. My mama always got something good to say. She always, but our mama's got what's best interest. Now we had a meeting yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Had a meeting yesterday because I needed some. I needed somebody to hear what I had to say and not really have a response, but be able to hear me, and see if what I'm saying makes sense. A lot of times I don't need the resources. I just need an ear. Because I know what God has showed me when it comes to the business, right? But sometimes I need a mentor to bounce stuff off of it. I heard Bishop Haggins talking about it tonight, that when he had a sermon he was about to do, and he called three other advisors, three of his preacher friends. Why? Because we need that. We need somebody to bounce these things off of it, and that's going to tell us the truth. They're going to say Conyers. Conyers. They're going to tell us the truth. They're going to open our eyes. Yeah, you right. You're on the cusp of that, but maybe look at it from this perspective. You got to have a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, you're not going to go anywhere. You're really going to stay stagnant, because your mind can only go so far. If you're like me, I'll get to that in a minute. Your mind is only going to go so far. You're going to be stagnant in certain areas, but you're going to need somebody that's going to be willing to push you past where your mind is at.
It is important to have a mentor for me, because I haven't done everything. I need to have somebody that's done what I want to go. I would have gone where I want to go, have done the things that I want to do, to be able to pour back into me, to teach me the path, show me the path. Okay, so I don't know how to, let's just say, get a business license. I need to talk to somebody that have a business license so I can get a business license. If I need funding for my business, I need to talk to somebody that have gotten funding for their business so I can get funding for my. It's to learn, it's to glean, it's to have your passion nurtured. It is accountability. Accountability is big.
How you doing? What's up, Emma? How you doing?
Accountability is
big.
big.
How you doing? Absolutely.
You can't go just doing everything all at once and you only have $100. You have to have somebody that's going to hold you accountable, that keep you on the narrow path, help keep you focused, and keep you knowing where you want to go according to your plan, your goals, your vision, your mission. You have to have accountability.
That's good. All right, we done went over 3. Here's number 4. Number 4 is a good one. Stephanie, you're gonna like this one. Number 4, you got to have capital. In order for you to grow your brand, you got to have money or resources to get money, right? And I love you, man. Love you a lot, man. You got to have capital. It is very important, because you can't. How in the world you think you're gonna grow? You have no money, or you have no credit. Credit is essential. Having money is okay. Having credit is what's going to get you to the next level, because your credit score. Listen to what there's business credit and there's your personal credit score. Both of them need to be over 700. I know some of y'all can say, "Well, I can get mine out 6." What? You need to be at 700. 700 will get you just about anything you want. You got to have working capital. But here's the other thing. You got to have wise capital. You don't want to get capital and your interest rate is 41% or 27%. That comes with having bad credit or okay credit or good credit. You need to be in that green section up there that say, I got great credit. Because when you go to these lenders and you go to these banks for funding, that's the first thing they're going to look at is, what is your capital? Also, what do you have? What kind of skin you got in the game? Longevity. Do you have a presence? Those are things we talked about earlier. Do you have a presence out here that makes me want to invest or give you this capital that you need to grow your brand, right? These are the things you need. You got to have capital. You got to get your credit. I don't care what you got to do. You got to get your credit fixed. You got to get your credit to the point where you can get your credit up to like a 700. I'm not just making this up.
A 10 workshops.
A 10 workshops is I was getting to that. Well, Black Brand is one. I just saw she did a graduation this week. And I'm a strong believer in Black Brand. I'm actually in the process now of me and my wife discussing about getting Kiana, because Kiana is now 18. She's graduated high school. She's in college now. She's in community college here now. But it's time for her to start building relationships, right, with other young entrepreneurs. And some of these young entrepreneurs might be 5, 6, 7, 10 years older than her, because mom and dad can only take her so far, right? If she is the CEO and the brand of the business, then she has to get into relationship with these people. And then, like you say, get into these workshops, network, meet people, meet financial institution managers and all those things. So when mom and dad take a step back and she really put on her suit and her suit and tie and get in there and start talking to these folks and want to expand even more than where we've taken her to, she has to come with relationships and to come with building capital. Mm-hmm. We started building Kiana's credit early, probably like 12 or 13 years old. Mm-hmm. She had a credit card. She had a credit card. She had mine first. I gave her a credit card. Her mother gave her another credit card. Why? Because we were trying to get her to establish her credit early. And I can guarantee, and her uncle friend Quint is on her head all the time. He tell her she need to be at 800. I tell her she need to be about a 725, 750. But her uncle is adamant that she need to be at 800. So those that are on here watching us, you got to get your credit up.
Okay, so ask yourself, are you worth being invested into? Are you worth being invested into? If you look at you mentally, financially, how you dress, how you carry yourself, let's not talk about specifically the background, but where you're coming from and where you're trying to go. What are you trying to do? Are you worth being invested into? If you don't think that, or you feel insecure, you need to check yourself. You need to find out why you don't feel in like you are investable, like you have a return on investment. You have to check yourself. Maybe you need to go do some classes. Maybe you need a mentor to talk, pour into you. Yeah, maybe you need to get some YouTube channels, something.
There's resources out there.
Make sure that you are worth being invested in. Make sure your name is clean. Make sure you are going in the right direction. Make sure you're not mixing the good and the bad. Make sure that you are doing everything possible to make sure that everybody or anybody want to invest into you.
Yep. Because there are people out there. You got silent investors. You got all these things. You got to have your business plan and you got to have all these things in line to make sure you get in the proper capital to grow your brand. Y'all have any questions on anything so far? We about to hit the last point and we're gonna get out your way. There's one last point, and this is key. And a lot of people, there's gonna be some backlash on this one. Some people agree and some people disagree. But here's point number 5. Point number 5 is, if you're looking to grow your brand, you ain't gonna get no sleep. I sleep 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day at the most. And I'm gone all the time. I create our menus, I create our pricings, I look over the what's the name. I design our uniforms. I all those things up in the middle of the night. And I get on, so people talk about it because I get on my game. My game is my relax. Sometimes I get on my game for about 3 or 4 hours because it relaxes my mind. But I'm still up in the late midnight hours. I wake up sometimes when I do fall asleep. I wake up. My wife got her phone in front of her doing the emails, or she's doing payroll, and she's got all this. You get no sleep when you're building your brand until you're able to build a team around you that can really help you. But that comes when it comes with growth. That comes after year number 5 and year number 6. You got people that are pouring that you can then start paying, because then is the only time you really start making money. Really, you'll start seeing capital, but you can't spend it because everything breaks. Mm-hmm. We spent $40,000 since January. $40,000 in repairs of our vehicles.
Alone.
Just the vehicles alone. I'm not talking about personal. I'm talking about Business vehicles, everything went down. My Hummer went down. The Hummer went down, cost me 10 to 12,000. The food truck went down. You name it. And we just purchased another food. We just purchased our daughter's third food truck. Again, that's a part of growth. We 40, almost 50 grand in the hole right now. And you got to know that you're not going to get sleep. You got to figure out how to make that up times 2. Because it's going to happen again. Equipment going to go down. Whatever. You still got to do your non-variables, your variables, which is your variables change, which is going to be like your non-variables are your rent, your light bills and stuff like that. Your non-variable stuff. You're ordering your product. You got to have capital. And if you're not careful, if you fall asleep, you'll miss out.
Let me mix a little bit of ministry and business in here. If you look at Ecclesiastic,
Ecclesiastic chapter 3.
In everything there's a season. There's a season that you will not get any sleep. There's a season that you will get some sleep. There's a season that you have to play. There's a season that you have to work your butt off. There's a season for everything in business. So don't go in thinking, oh, I'm going to own this business and I'm going to have all these employees. You still have to work the business.
You gotta work.
You still have to work the business. You have to have balance. I do believe that you need rest, but you still have to have balance. You can't procrastinate. Let me watch TV, but I still have payroll to do. You have to have balance. It is in everything. There's a time and season for everything. So be prepared for the no sleep.
Especially if you're trying to grow your brand, there's no room for sleep right now because you're growing your brand. You're always thinking. My mind never shuts off. Can we? So we talked about business, and my wife slipped in ministry. I'm gonna talk marriage to some of y'all that's married out here, and what I'm gonna say is gonna sound crazy, but it's gonna make sense. Your partner, my partner right here, right? My wife, my partner, can see that my mind is going. Do you think it's her responsibility to make me get rest? Read between the lines, right? Because we understand we're married. I've been married to the same woman 23 years. So what I'm saying, it makes sense. Sometimes it takes your spouse knowing I need to do what I need to do to make sure my spouse can get some rest, because I need him or her at their full capacity in the morning, because we still got to deal with tomorrow. So there's times where it's going to be those hectic days and everybody's, I don't get stressed. I don't use stress as any, I don't really get stressed about. I don't let nothing bother me really much. But I just keep going. Sometimes I need my wife to say, you know what? You need to relax. And she puts me in a place of peace and calmness where my mind can be at rest and I can get at least a little bit of sleep. I go to sleep, but then after that wears off, I'm back up again. I just help y'all married folks out. Yeah.
And if you saw my husband's post yesterday, we started the day talking about what we needed to get accomplished throughout the day. And I had my long list. But in the midst of working, my husband realized that I wasn't feeling my best. I wasn't doing everything. I wasn't being productive. So he took me home. Go on in the house. He took care of me his way so I can go on, because I had a migraine, sinus headache, all at the same time, and I just couldn't stand life.
And I didn't ask if you were okay. I saw it. I realized it. Well, listen, on our way here, there's no need to be driving way to the restaurant. Let me just drive. We was on our food truck. I drove in the food truck and said, get off, go in there and take care of yourself. Don't do anything. And then we go from there.
The mind is powerful.
The mind doesn't rest unless you put it to rest. But if you're always trying to see better, you're always trying to, it'll never rest on you. It'll never fall asleep on you. It'll never go in rest mode.
Now, don't push yourself to extinction. Yeah. Now, sometimes you just need to sit down, have a download minute, recoup your vision, recoup your day. But just see, he's tired now.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that you do need
What's up, Hope?
rest, but there's a time for everything, and you can't delegate your rest.
Can't delegate your rest. But yeah, y'all got any questions on anything? We done, man. So 5 points is know your demographic. People need to know who you are. Having a mentor is essential. Making sure you're in a position to have what's up, sis? You good? Having capital, and for me, knowing that I'm growing my brand, I won't get a whole lot of sleep, and I'm okay with that.
I'll be okay.
What's up there, sis? How are you? Good to hear from you. Good to see you on here with us. Thank you for
Hello,
supporting us. It means a lot to
Nicole.
us. Pope, I see y'all got some stuff coming up here soon.
Pope.
Got the princess coming through.
Yes, we're excited about
We're
that.
excited about that. We won't. I don't think we'll be here. But you got the adult Kiana, so she'll be all right. Appreciate you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Listen, we still got another 10 to go. Let me tell y'all something. Here's a motivator. Mm-hmm. We took our business from a 5-figure income, starting off, it was at a 5-figure income, and now we're at a 7-figure income. I'm just helping y'all out. And we all we sell is burgers, wings, and the number one thing we sell is great customer service because the food speaks for itself if it's done the right way. How them nephews doing? Tell them Uncle Kev and Aunt Tanya say hello.
Nephews.
Hope they're having a great school year so far.
Yes.
We've grown our brand. We've grown our brand from a 5-figure income to a 7-figure income. And listen, our stores are only open 6 days a week. The General Booth location is only open 5 days a week. And because of who we are and what we have done in the neighborhood and all these other things, people support us. Why? Because the food speaks for itself, mm-hmm. but they coming to have an experience because we learn the demographics.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in on tonight. We appreciate your support, your continued support, whether it's in the restaurants, the food truck, or online. We thank you so much.
Because you didn't have to put your time. You had other things to do, and you got over here and hung out with us. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to. Hey, Vicky, I'll be in Hartwell next week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be in Hartwell next week. Class reunion, 94 class reunion. I'm going to be speaking there that Sunday. I'm speaking from the subject. Who would have ever thought? I might preach that one before I get to Georgia. Who would have ever thought? Mm-hmm. Who would have ever thought? But yeah. We love y'all. Appreciate you guys so much. We are back on our regular. Appreciate it. We are back on our regular schedule. So because we was able to have to skip, my wife wasn't feeling well yesterday, like I said, and then we had a couple other things that happened the last couple of weeks. If you guys want us to,
thank you.
I appreciate it so much. If you guys want to, I have something for you next week. We'll come next week so I can make up for the week that we missed. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
We're going to talk. I want to take it a little. I want to come off of business for a little bit, and let's talk the partnership of marriage and how important marriage is in a. You know what?
You could really use these same points.
So what do you guys think about this subject? Is the church a business? Tag a pastor. That's where we're going. Mm-hmm. Is the church a business? Because we are ministry, we're marriage, and we're business, right? So we got all those concepts. I have been. So here's what we're going to do. One or two things: is a church a business, or we're going to talk about the partnership of marriage and why marriage, if you're a married couple, why it is so important to stay connected, even in the good and the bad times. Why is it so important to stay connected? I'm gonna give you one of those next week. I have it by the end. The Lord will give it to me before Monday, and I have it ready for you. I promise you. We're gonna dive into either one of them. We're gonna dive deep. Y'all have a great night.
See ya.